Good morning, fight fans. This is Ashley's Corner. I hope everybody had a nice gobble gobble day yesterday. Everybody had a nice Thanksgiving, or whoever that do celebrate the holiday. And I gotta talk to you on this beautiful Friday morning. Now I've been busy a lot, and I really didn't hear the interview until yesterday. But I was super busy yesterday on Thanksgiving Day. So I gotta make my video today about all the fuckery. I've been seeing videos. About Keith Thurman and what he said in his recent Fight Hype interview. And I didn't want to click on any of them. The only one that I clicked on was the Fight Hype interview. And I have a lot to say about this. And I know this video is going to be long, but I'm probably going to make another one after this video, just because I have that much to say about that, about Keith Thurman in his damn interview. But I did click on one or two other channels. I think Black Fight Fan TV I clicked on. It was another channel that I clicked on. I must say, for all the people that was defending Keith Thurman to the fullest, I know it was one boxing channel that was defending him to the fullest, and he straight out made his video about the situation, about the topic of Keith Thurman. And he said that he was a diehard. He always stuck up for Keith Thurman. Even in these recent past couple months, all the way up to that interview, he said, man, I always stuck up for Keith Thurman, but he acting like a bitch. I'm like, thank goodness. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, you gotta call a spade a spade. I don't care how much y'all are cool. I don't care if y'all friends. I don't care if you talk to him on a day-to-day basis. It is what it is when it comes down to this situation. And I'm not going to get into everything that was said. Just a couple of parts that stuck out to me. But I'm going to jump right into it. Keith Thurman is trying to avoid losing in boxing. That's what he's doing. He's trying to avoid the whole stock plummeting. All right. This is why he's holding off on fighting Errol Spence Jr. He says the more you win, your stock goes up. As soon as you lose, your value doesn't. Your value takes a divot. All right, it declines. You know, that's one of the reasons why this fight isn't going to happen until 2019. And the question is it right? Is it right to hold off on fighting Errol Spence Jr.? And I seen somebody put in my comments and said that, you know, Errol Spence Jr. called him out before he fought, called Keith Thurman out before he fought Sean Porter, before he fought Danny Garcia. That's a very valid point. So you already knew these hands was coming for you. You just was wishing that Errol Spence was going to lose. And all the people that was saying, yeah, I want Errol Spence to win, yeah, only reason why y'all wanted Errol Spence to beat Kell Brook is because y'all wanted that title in hands reach. You wanted it in the States. You wanted it in America. That's the only reason. But y'all really wanted him to take that L. You really wanted him to. For real. But I think this is boxing's best. You know, the best should fight the best. He claims he's the best. Keith Thurman claims he's the best. And if he's the best should fight the best. That's just how I'm looking at it. And definitely, if you always saying I'm top dog until somebody beat me, you gotta come see me. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff that he be talking, but you won't allow anybody to fight you. It's all in his head, if you ask me. I think he's fooling himself. And some of the boxing fans as well. I mean, how are you going to claim that you the best? Nobody, you know what I'm saying? You got to come and beat me first if you want to take these titles or whatever. And you don't let nobody fight you. That's crazy. That's like if I said that I was the best female basketball player in the world. And I said that to the world. All right? And girls came out the woodwork trying to challenge me, and all I did was come up with excuses on not to play with them, not to play against them. All of that shit. Bruh. Then it becomes a figment of my imagination. It should be a figment of everybody else's. Like, bruh, you don't even... Like, how are you going to not take the challenge if you claim you're the best? Definition of being the best is fighting the best and beating them. Now, if you know that you're not ready to fight Errol Spence, and evidently he could be up there right beside you in the best, all the top fighters at welterweight, he's basically fought. Keith Thurman, the only one you haven't really fought is Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford just hopped into the division, hasn't even had a fight yet. So the only real dog that you haven't fought yet, that everybody really thinks that he's up there with you. In 2015, they were saying that he was going to be up there with you. It's Errol Spence Jr. It's all it's all a fake illusion now. Like, when are you gonna? That's why everybody's making videos saying that you're nobody, Keith. Everybody honestly just wants the belts. It's not personal. Nobody wants to fight you because they don't like you. They want the belts. Spence just sat there in front of you. He don't care. He is going to be undisputed. He said it in press. He said it right in front of you. He said it right in your face. He was staring at you when he said it. He don't care. Care about none of that. He want the fights. He can't wait to beat Lamar Pearson, to get to whoever else that's in front of him. You're in the way. You are. You're in the way of progress. You're holding up the whole entire damn division. You got 2 belts and don't want to fight anybody. That's going to be hard work for you. It's going to be tough work for you. You don't want to fight none of them people. You want to fight people that you know you can beat. You said that yourself in so many words. More than once. We can read between the lines, Keith Thurman. And what we reading ain't the same shit as what you trying to say. But we get it. We get it. You just don't want no smoke. We understand. But you're going to have to be honest before you be macho. Before your ego starts to play and you just say, nah, I don't want to fight him right now. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? If you really think this is going to be a hard fight and all of that, I'm going to need you to lay it all out on the line for us. Keep it 100. If he would have kept it 100 from jump, he wouldn't have lost as many fans as he did. And if he wouldn't have never hit the man with that no comment about what Colin Kaepernick kneeling during the national anthem in the football game. If he would have never said no comment to that and he would have kept it real about this Errol Spence situation, he probably wouldn't have lost any fans. He probably wouldn't, but I know he has, you know. I know he has. I know people that was a diehard fan of his that is just tired of his chicken neck shit. They tired of that shit. But he's the top dog at 147. He's the man to beat. He's this and he's that at welterweight division. Then turn around and say that I don't want to take a loss. What do you think? What do you really think after he says that and then turn around and says that he's not trying to take a loss? Loss shouldn't even be in your vocabulary. You are you have 2 belts in the welterweight division. You shouldn't even be thinking about a loss. And if you are top dog and everything you saying you really truly believe, loss shouldn't really be in your vocabulary. You damn sure shouldn't be using it in a correct sentence in a goddamn interview. Come on, bruh. Seriously. In 2015, he said that, and I quote, he said, logically, I still give him another year with a quarter on it. Sometime in 2017 is the most realest time. Most interesting thing is who is going to be the first person to step to him. And he also said, when he called out Floyd, Floyd didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? So when EJ called me out, what am I supposed to do? Acknowledge it? No. You know, it is what it is. You know, once he gets a few stripes, you know, fights a few vets, and he fights, you know, a number 9 or a number 8, then okay, you know. But Spence just can't shoot for the top dog. End of quote. He didn't say this all at the same time, but he said that during the interview in 2015. Okay, It's about to be 2018. All right? This motherfucker thinks he's Floyd Mayweather. Now, I understand Floyd Mayweather didn't give you the time of day when you were coming up in the rankings and you wanted to fight Floyd, because Floyd was at the top spot. Honestly, you wouldn't have beat Floyd back in the day. I don't think you would. I know there's people out there that might think you would have, but back in the day we was sharp, and you was coming up in rankings. You would have got that L for no damn reason. And I don't know why I said back in the day. It's been a few years ago. When when Floyd was still fighting, and when Keith Thurman wasn't at the top, of course. But how are you gonna? You're not Floyd. Like, whatever reasons Floyd didn't want to fight you, he had 100 reasons, because there was a lot of people that was better than you that he was fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had his own mandatory. Since that's the excuse you using on not to fight Errol Spence, he had mandatories. How about that? How about he didn't want to waste his time with you? How about he respected you enough not to give you your first loss? How about that? But you are not, Keith Thurman, you are not Floyd Mayweather. By far, you're not Floyd Mayweather. All right? And you, Keith Thurman, isn't the same as Errol Spence Jr. So you do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't say, oh yeah, I'm doing this because they did it to me. Grow the fuck up. Give a real reason on why you don't want to fight him. Then move on with your career, okay? Move on with it. If you still have one. If you still want a career. Because it seems like all you want to do is be with your wife right now. You want a family. You want a regular life. You want a farm. That's what it seems like. This shit's crazy. Thurman said that Errol Spence Jr. isn't on his to-do list. I knew he wasn't going to fight him this next year. I knew that. I knew he was going to wait till 2019. He had too many excuses right out the gate. When right when he came home, he had too many excuses. Well, we all know that if you truly was injured, we all know you need time to heal. We know that, and we know after you heal, you're going to want a tune-up fight, and all of that's excusable. We understand that. Fighters do that in damn near every division if they get injured. So, that's neither here nor there. We already know that, yo. But he says that he needs to have a tune-up fight. Then it's mandatory, Sean Porter. So it's going to be in 2019. This is what he said. If he was going to fight 3 times next year, like he claimed he wanted to do months ago, then he should fight Errol Spence Jr. at the end of next year, preferably sometime in December of 2018. But I know he isn't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? He's going to wait until 2019. I think it's a guarantee. Fighters say a lot of things. Promoters say a lot of things. A lot of things don't happen the way they want it to happen. Sometimes they just straight up pulling your leg when they say these things. But I definitely think that he's telling the truth when he says this fight is not going to happen in 2019. He's telling the truth when he says he's going to fight 2 times next year. Thurman also said, Errol Spence Jr. told me at the press conference that he is ready right now. His rebuttal to that, and he wasn't at the press conference, he just sat there with his head down answering questions and shit, not really saying much. But during the interview, his rebuttal to that was, well, guess what, Earl? I'm not ready. Who the fuck talked like that? Why'd you say it like that? Like nanny boo boo. Why'd you say it like that? Just like I said, how long are y'all going to be playing keep away with Errol Spence? You, Sean Porter, and Errol Spence, and Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and Danny Garcia. Y'all are playing keep away. It's ridiculous. It's just y'all are playing tag like shit, and y'all just don't want to play with Errol Spence. It's like he fast, like he Usain Bolt. He gonna catch the shit out of y'all, literally. He gonna catch when they fight. When Keith Thurman fights Errol Spence, he gonna catch you to the body, bro. He gonna catch you to the body. I think nasty. He gonna catch you to the body, real nasty, bro. This is going to be the fight. I know a lot of people think that Keith Thurman is gonna beat the shit out of Errol Spence Jr. Whatever, but I guarantee you, if anything that he does in the fight looks any good, as far as Keith Thurman, he will be running. Keith Runtime Thurman will be running during that fight. especially if he does get hit clean to the midsection. I'm telling you. That bicycle is going to be running. It's going to be going. That bicycle, his legs is going to be going, y'all. Spence going to kick a spoke, going to knock a spoke out that bitch. You're going to have a flat tire. I'm telling you. He's going to hurt Thurman during that fight whenever they fight. And he know it. Thurman knows it. Thurman knows that he's going to get hurt during this fight. He needs more time to prepare. That's what he said. I blame the AJ fans. I blame the AJ fans, yo, for real. Anthony Joshua, I blame most of his fans for allowing AJ to say similar shit about Deontay Wilder. And all of his fans giving him a pass for saying it. You see what you did? You see what you did? If you let one champ act like an entitled, selfish, special treatment seeking ass, face ass, if you let one champ do it and get away with it, other champs that's, shook ones, all the other shook ones that's champions, they're gonna try it. They're gonna try their hand. And then you got Keith Thurman having 2 titles, just like AJ having 2 titles. Shit, if he did it, he can do it. That's how he looking at it. I blame y'all, yo. Seriously. Like Dante's Boxing Nation said, Wilder had an injury. Okay? After his injury, everybody said that, he's not going to be the same way. But after his injury, he had a tune-up fight and went right back to calling out the best. That's 100 right there. He went right back to calling out the best. And Wilder being the heavyweight champion with 1 belt that people always has negative things to say about him. How come the guy at 147, the guy that all the fans love, can't get back to business after his injury? Why can't Thurman get back to business after this injury? It ain't his first injury like it was Deontay Wilder's. It's not his first. It ain't your first rodeo, bruh. Now Thurman wants Devin Alexander next year. Damn. After 2 years of not fighting, layoff or whatever you want to call it, Devin Alexander fought 3 days ago, I believe, and he won a 10-round fight decision. And Devin, I did not see the fight. I heard that Devin looked good. He had to look good in order for Keith Thurman to be calling him out. But at the same time, Keith Thurman know that he can beat him, and he's a good name to be on a resume, like some Danny Garcia shit. I picked a very good name, even though they've been off or they old as fuck. Or they not in my league right now. I picked a good name, so it's a good name on my resume type shit. Anyways. Shit, Devin Alexander should go hard and be like, man, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to fight Keith Thurman. He ain't on my to-do list. That's what he should say. Shit. Keith Thurman had a gas face looking at him like, really, money? Yes. I'm not ready to fight you. Shit. But back to the to-do list, okay? Danny was on that to-do list. At one point in time, he was on that to-do list, all right? Just like Porter when he said, when Porter said that he can't make 147 for Errol Spence Jr., but he can make it for Thurman. Remember when he sat there and they gave him an interview and they asked him when he was going to fight Spence, and he said, I don't know how much longer I can make 147. But then turned around and said the only person I'm trying to fight is Keith Thurman. Like he ain't at 147 pounds. That shit's ridiculous, yo. If Thurman wanted to fight, they would have the fight. For real. Okay? All the excuses doesn't make any sense, You can't be in the right weight class to fight one person, but in the same weight class, you can't make weight to fight another person in Porter's situation. In Thurman's situation, after you take a tune-up, if you want to fight Devin Alexander, instead of fighting Devin Alexander, because he's not your mandatory, but you called him out, you can very well fight Errol Spence Jr. I don't know what the hell you really talking about right there. If Thurman really wanted to fight, forget his mandatory. Unify, okay? Just like Crawford and Julius Ndongo. They unified and told Lipinix to go sit the fuck down somewhere. Alright? when he was the mandatory, they told him to go sit down. We about to do this. We about to unify the division. You don't really have to fight the mandatory if something bigger is coming, but still, you can still negotiate right now to fight later in December. Like, all of it is excuses. Or you can look at Wilder's situation, who he paid step aside money to burn Mr. Vern to fight Ortiz. This is why I see this as all excuses, okay? There's ways to get around your mandatory. Alright, Thurman just don't want no smoke, period. This video is long enough. I honestly have a lot to say about this character and this whole situation, since people been saying that I'm crazy, I shouldn't do this, shouldn't say this, I shouldn't say that. You can't say that about Keith Thurman. Man, he's blatantly ducking, and he's running around saying he's the top dog, and he need to beat me first and all of that shit. Bro, do you remember after Earl Spence Jr. beat Kell Brook, and Keith Thurman took to Twitter or Instagram and said, "You ain't number one till you fight me, son." Why did you even say that if you knew you weren't going to fight him until 3 years prior, or 3 years after, or 2 years after? All right, why did you even make that comment? It's like you got to keep it going, right? I understand, bro. I'm telling you, a lot of people believe that his injuries are not artificial. They believe that they're true injuries. If it is true, I'm telling you, your time has ran out. You went overseas and got married or whatever. You used an excuse to go live your life. I don't know why. I honestly would have just told people that I'm about to take a layoff and go on vacation. I wouldn't say that I'm injured. I would just say I'm taking a layoff and having a vacation. If you wanted to have extra time for your injury after you came home on your vacation, you could have said you injured yourself right after you came home to take that extra time if that's really what you needed. Honestly. That's not what you did. It's like you being real sly with it. You being sly. Like, I don't believe that last injury that he had. I don't believe that was true. You got Kenny Porter talking about the car accident that he had, an injury that he had, and he's saying that he got some inside proof that was all bullshit. I mean, come on, man. Be a grown man holding them titles, bruh. And if not, let them titles go. Always like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.